Hey, and good afternoon. I'm Angela Brown, and I'm here today with Michael LeClerc from SkyRun Properties, and we are going to learn some really interesting things about how to clean for Airbnbs. Now, I get this question asked a lot. How do we get into the Airbnb business? How do we clean vacation rentals, short-term rentals? It's a really interesting topic for a lot of cleaning companies. And so today we've got Michael, who is the owner of SkyRun Properties in Park City, Utah. And he's the property management company that works with the cleaners. So he's going to give us some insights and he's going to answer a lot of our questions. So I do encourage you to jump into the comments, ask your questions today, and we're going to get as many of them answered as possible. Please help me welcome Michael LeClerc. How are you today?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Thanks
Thank
for
you so much for joining us. Do you work with any solo cleaning companies, just like one person that has their own cleaning company and they don't have a team, it's just one person?
I do, and she's got a couple of our properties. She's been with me for a very long time. She's not a software driven, she's a notepad and text kind of based business, but she does impeccable work and she's limited by that she is by herself, that she cannot take a ton of properties, but the properties she does are always she really does excellent work. So yes, we do that, but I wouldn't take anyone else on in that situation now. She's just been with me for a long time.
If there is a solo company that wanted to work with Airbnbs and a company like yourself, a property management company, would you recommend that they hire people first before they expand their business so that they can do the properties that you need done? How would you recommend they go about doing that?
I think you need to have a certain level of infrastructure for a company to feel comfortable hiring you. What happens if you get a flat tire? Your head gasket blows on your car. I mean, there's things that happen in life. And if you're the only person who could clean that house and the only person who has all the sheets and the linens and all the cleaning supplies for that house, what happens if something does happen? You get in an accident, your car breaks down, you get sick. There's too many risk factors for us to take on someone with just one employee, just the owner operator. So I would say you would have to make an Airbnb vacation rental manager comfortable. I think you would have to have a little bit of an infrastructure in place. Yes.
And when you say a little bit, what are you looking for? Are you looking for somebody with 3 employees, 5 employees, 20?
I would say at least three would give me comfort that someone else could step in if the lead person wasn't able to do the job.
Okay. And when you take a company on, you said you give them a trial run, like maybe they do a property or 2 for a couple of bookings to see if they did a really great job and can they be consistent? Is there something specific that you're looking for when a company comes to you and they say, "Hey, I want to audition for this job?"
Um, I think we mentioned earlier about the ethos of a company. So they come into our office, we talk to them, we try to hear their story. If they're just moving to town, if they're just setting up shop, that's a little bit of a something we're keep in the back of our mind because companies, it's a hard business, right? Somebody who's just starting a housekeeping company might not know what they're getting themselves into. And very quickly they can learn that it's really difficult, is very logistically challenging, and you have to be on it to run a housekeeping company that is profitable. So we would try to just get a feel for who they are as a person, and then nothing really shows you as well as how they work and how they communicate and how their cleans are at the end of the day. So I don't think there's anything like anything in specific that we look for, just the overall package of communication, personality. They do sometimes deal with guests, so they have to have people who can. Sometimes there's a guest, like they do a mid-stay clean or something like that, where there's guests in-house. So we have to be comfortable that they can speak to a guest politely and with the hospitality mindset.
One thing that Michael is not telling you, but from the cleaning side of it, I want to throw this out at you. If you are a cleaning company, and he just brought up mid-stay cleans. So what this is if a guest is there for a long period of time, let's say 10 days or 2 weeks, it might be that halfway through the vacation or maybe 2 times during that vacation, we drop by and we change the linens out, give them new towels and things like that, tidy up, sweep, mop the floors, empty the trash, that kind of thing. But one of the things that he's not saying is the level of professionalism in how you look. And so if you are servicing the customers, this is one where it's great if you're wearing a uniform. If you are hygienically clean, that means your hair is done, you took a shower that morning. I hate to say this, but we're going to say it because it's important that when you're interacting with the guests that you look professional. That means you did take a shower, your hair is combed, your teeth is brushed. I mean, you're a package that you're selling the service, right? If you sell a cleaning service, you must look clean. And so it's easy if you are a small company to just roll out of bed and say, I'm going to be cleaning all day. I'm going to be hot and sweaty, and I'm just going to throw my hair up in a bun and wear my sweats and go. Please don't do that. Okay. This is a very specific industry where you are expected to look professional if your guests and your people see you, right? Because this is something, again, they could screenshot this. This goes on social media. This goes back to the company. Please, 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 the highest level of professionalism that you can pull off while you're cleaning. And so I really want to highlight that because if you are face to face with a customer, and chances are you will be, okay? You will be. People will see you cleaning. They will see you leaving a property. They will see you coming. There are neighbors, especially if there's an Airbnb, they're all watching you on security cameras. People are watching you. And so if you are in the hospitality industry, please be professional under all circumstances. And that includes your car. If, and I don't know about the Park City area, if there's a lot of snow, maybe there's a lot of stuff on the side of your car, mud, sleet, whatever. But if at all possible, and I know we're in North Carolina where we don't have the snow like they do in Utah, if at all possible, drive your car through the car wash so that your car looks nice and clean when you get out of the car to go work on that property. Because if you're a cleaning service, everything about you, from your cleaning supplies to your car to your person, should reflect that as part of your ethos and part of what you do and part of your company culture. I just had to say that.
Thanks for saying that. That's great.
All righty. Our time is up for today. Oh my goodness. I can't believe how fast our time has flown. And this has been absolutely joyous. Thank you so much, Michael LeClerc, for joining us today, for all of your insights and wisdom. Please tell our listeners where they can go to find you.
Yeah, we're easy to find. We're in SkyRun Park City, Utah. We manage properties in Deer Valley, Park City, and the canyons. We live in a beautiful place, and come visit us sometime. Love to have you.